Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kings, queens, knighty knights, and mages. How is everyone doing tonight? My name is Manny Sunny. I'm from the Prophecy Cup. Tonight I'm bringing you IRL Sluts and versus the Hashlinging Slashers. Game day 4 of week 1. Joining me tonight is none other than season 2 champion AD carry T Crank. How are you doing, my dude?
Yes, sir. Everything's doing good. We've got week 1 matches. Prophecy Cup season 4 coming in, and this one's a doozy. And season 3 champions against the Hashtag Assassers, a play-in team. They're looking pretty strong. So, see what they got.
Definitely. Hashling Slasher is one of our, like you said, mentioned, one of our teams to make it through and grab one of the 3 spots in the play-ins and went through pretty cleanly, I might add at that. They did go 3-1. The only game they dropped was to another team that ended up joining us here in season 4. I believe it was Vortex was who they lost. No, not Resources is who they lost to. Resources is who they lost to. But besides that, the other teams have made pretty good work. Their team, some, familiar names from people who have watched Prophecy Cup for a while. A lot of them new faces, though. AM Crunchrat, Blazing Hot, the Mighty Mead, who's actually going to be facing off against his old team of IRL Sluts. They, for lack of a better term, benched him for its sounds, and now he seems to be looking for revenge tonight.
Yep, and don't forget their strong bottom lane. They got Vivance Player, 80 carry roll. He's pretty solid 80 carry. And Joseph Umi is their support, right? My brain's lagging a bit.
Hashling Slashers?
Yeah.
No, that's Antio Nichan. That's there.
Right. Thank you for that.
No problem. We have got a lot of talent coming here into these games, definitely.
Yep. Antio Nichan, who is currently missing.
MIA. Missing in action. Might have to sub me in.
Yeah, and still waiting on Sounds to come in for IRL as well. Or a 1v9er. Where's he at?
Sounds, yeah, that's actually funny you mentioned Sounds, our season 3 MVP, somebody who ravished enemy mid lane throughout a majority of season 3 through the playoff tournament. Like we mentioned, after Mighty Me got separated by management, we'll call it. It Sounds coming in. That it guy for his team, really prevalent on the Cassid, and something that we saw, and something he put up insane numbers on each season. I believe he had about an 85 pick. They had an 85% pick ban rate against them with the Cassid, and something you don't want to let slide through. You feel like even going into this new patch of League of Legends, especially with the new AP item changes.
Yeah, and want to make sure that you don't give Sounds some of his best champions, but at the same time, does it really matter if you give him anything really? He's going to be a huge threat in the game, and you just don't want to let that man snowball no matter what he's playing, because it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, snowballing is hold on, give me a second. Yeah, snowballing is something you don't want to see. But speaking of snowballs, one of the new items I actually was thinking about. So when I was thinking about it, Cassidon with the new item I want to talk about, I believe it's called Spellbinder, is an item that essentially you build up like charges towards the item through other people casting abilities and things like that, and then you can dissipate them all at once to give yourself AP and movement speed and things like that. And I feel like for a champion like Cassidon, that's all about running the enemy team down, it would be quite an effective item.
Yeah, and it's a really good item for any snowballing mage. Basically, use it on LeBlanc. You can use it on even Azir if feeling risky. If you had a death cap and you wanted to, if you thought you're in a good position to win a fight, you just pop that, get that extra 100 AP, and you're in a pretty good position.
Yeah, gain a maximum of 30% decaying movement speed and 100 ability power for 4 seconds, in addition to the 100% ability power and 10% movement speed it gives you. For 2,800 gold, it's pretty cost effective. I feel like the act is something you definitely can't, discount running into people. Just 30% movement speed is a lot of movement speed. If your average base movement speed of a champion is 335, you're taking boots plus upgrade. That, my bad for banging on my desk. That brings you up to about 370 movement speed. So you're increasing your movement speed by roughly 123, I want to say. Did I get that?
Yeah, just about. It'll be pretty fast, and for 4 seconds or so, an extra boost of AP. So pretty cool item. And also the new tier. So casted in with the new tier is also going to be really good. Into the Archangel staff, just gives straight up more ability power, more CDR, and just about equally as easy to charge that up. So huge spikes once you put that item. Hit that 750 mark.
750 indeed. It's also really the whole AP item thing, people are still starting, get used to it. The change with Morello's not giving mana, um, having the 500 mana now in Luden's Echo really diversified. And I'm really interested to see what type of mid laners people pick tonight, how they go with those items, because it's not just a cookie cutter, get Morello and Namakan and then get Leandries and then get Rabadons. It actually takes some thought now, especially with how the ways items build out. Like Rabadons, the fact that it costs both of its components are two needlessly large rods, which is 1250, makes it a real big power trough while you're building up to that item. And something we saw actually, it sounds do a couple times last season where he would just go for that real early Rabadons for the insane AP spike. But when you're, essentially having to, I want to say 3,600 gold is its overall cost. And with 1250, that's an insane, amount of gold you're investing into building towards this item that if the enemy mid laner is building, let's say, a mask, can definitely get the up on you on power if it's needed before a certain team fight.
I think the new death cap on this patch is actually really good. The build path is much better than it was last patch, even though you're still building 2 large rods. It's still much better than having to buy a large rod, a blasting cone, and an antome. Because having to sit on that for 200 more gold is even was so bad. But now it's even more AP and better build path overall from last patch, and it's going to be an item that mages want to build earlier and more frequently now, just because of the raw stats and the more cost effectiveness of the item.
Gonna have to see how everyone wants to build out and things like that. As we're still waiting for one last member of one of these teams to get in here. Antionichan joining the lobby for hopefully the last time, because he's been joining in and out of here.
They just switched sides.
I believe they did switch sides. IRL won the coin toss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so they get side selection on game 1 and 3?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it looks like they picked red side. So everybody has to swap over.
Everyone's made the switcheroo. Antionichan, he's got the Dominion icon. Him and Kyoshi, they real ones out here. Do you have the Dominion icon?
Dominion icon, I think I do. Like the OG, very, very old icon.
The one they gave, because remember when they closed down Dominion, rest in peace Dominion, they made an icon.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I do.
Yeah.
You had to play 100 ARAMs, right? Or 100 Dominion games, right?
You have to have won 100 of them.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that far, unfortunately.
Damn.
But for the last couple weeks while Dominion was closing, I did like to play a lot of Dominion GP. That was kind of fun. Learn some barrel skills.
Hide and seek was my personal favorite on that map. I'm gonna really see my favorite pick, Tristana, the AD carry, along with Xayah. 2 champions I feel dominate champ select, and there it is right off the bat, Xayah banned.
Yeah, Xayah, insane first pick, and also you don't want to give that up in your first rotation on red side. It's just the best bot lane straight up in the game right now. You really have pressure level 1 to kill your opponent. You'll always be able to push in the lane really hard. Really good gank assist, and you really can get away from ganks easily. So, just about the perfect bot lane in any comp you want. And you ban only Xayah because Rakan is not nearly as good as Xayah by herself. Or Rakan's not nearly good as himself without Xayah, but Xayah is really good by herself and without Rakan. So, ban the better one.
Xayah is really, I think one of the big things, Xayah, she's, does well in lane with trade. She brings a lot of burst with the feathers, but then also having an AD carry have an ability that allows them to go invulnerable and then essentially set themselves up for that burst is something you can't underestimate. When we have picks like Sejuani prevalent, who actually just got banned, Galio, Camille, being able to just jump up in the air and have that invulnerability and let those feathers fly allows her to really reset any sort of skirmishes in the bottom lane.
Yeah, but you do have to make sure your timing is right because some abilities will go right through it. And you don't want to have a Jarvan ulti right on top of you because you can't fly over the Jarvan ulti. Stuff like Morgana ult, if you get hit by that first part, you're not going to get unleashed from the chains. Yeah, it takes a lot of skill to use, but it's if you can use it properly, it's a very powerful ability. And I'm liking these bans, pretty standard, just a lot of overpowered champions being banned right now. Banning the Galio Camille combo that terrorizes everybody. Skarner and Sejuani just really, really good junglers. Rise really good mid laner. Yeah. And there's the Azir first pick, so one of the best mids on this patch currently. Gonna be giving up to Mighty Meat. And ironically enough, that is what Mighty Meat played on IRL in the one game that they played before he got benched. Let's see if he can get some vengeance on his former team.
Let's see indeed.
Ooh.
He's picking bands, shaking their way out. Ooh, Varys.
I was interested in that Syndra hover, and I wonder if we'll see that pick because it has been picked several times into this year in competitive play. Definitely a pick that, how do you counter a Azir? How do you counter a marksman mage that's from long range that has good peel? You gotta one-shot them. So Syndra can do that. Zac, so good backline access. That's also a key component. Trying to get on top of the Azir.
Yeah, Zac.
Solid draft so far from both teams.
Zac really somebody, like you said, can really displace these here, but Varys also somebody that scales just so well in the late game. Probably one of the, personally, in my opinion, Varys is probably the best choice after Xayah for you to pick. Because he can play the lane phase.
Just about,
safe.
yeah.
Yeah, so safe.
Good laning, really good mid game, and you scale pretty decently.
Gragas, something that's been a staple throughout the latter half of season 7 and now even into season 8. Once we see the Sejuani and the Skarner band away, who are the top, in my opinion, Sejuani, Skarner, and Zac are the top junglers. This patch is to Gragas what we've seen a lot of people fall back down to. He's not awful. His ultimate still offers great disengage as well as engage.
Kassadin.
And there's the Kassadin.
Yeah, and Gragas can disengage from the Zac hops very easily. And has pretty good backline access of himself if he decides to go diving in. But now they got to worry about this Kassadin that's going to dive on top of the Azir. Let's see what Hashlinging Slashers wants to do against this Kassadin pick.
I think the biggest thing about this Kassadin pick is the fact that also paired with the Zac, and if they were to pick somebody like Rakan for support right here, Azir and Gragas aren't going to have enough to keep this backline safe, because Azir can use his ulti once to reset the fight. Kassadin or Zac jumps back in. Gragas can use it to separate again. Kassadin jumps back in. And like you aren't going to be able to get away. Maybe the Tristana is an additional thing right there to help push people away. But they're really going to have to, make sure they coordinate with who uses what so they can't sneak their way in here. Or if Gragas just gets straight up pulled in with his ult, he's going to have to use it to keep himself safe. And now his backline's a lot more exposed.
Exactly. We'll have to see some good peel for Hashlinging Slashers to be able to counteract this Kassadin pick. Or just some extra shutdown, like easy point-and-click crowd control. That would be very useful for them. I was thinking about the Taric, but it looks like Nahor's wants to pick that up for himself. Really strong team fighting support pick.
Nahor probably one of the best.
Going for a lot of different things here. Pick whatever he wants, and they're gonna give Kyoshi the counter pick. That is something to note. And Thresh, okay. Seeing an aggressive support. Haven't seen that from Nahor in a while. He's been very keen on playing the Taric and the Alistar lately. So right now they pretty much have a winning bot matchup secured for themselves with the Thresh pick.
Yeah, I can understand wanting to save the counter pick for Kyoshi right here, because Kyoshi's somebody who plays very different style in top laners. Like, we've seen him play like the Kled or the Gnar, but we've also seen him play Singed, who's really a champion in his own right, but he has enough, versatility that you can count on him to win the lane, especially with Soto being one of, the more gank-heavy junglers we've seen in this league, to where you want to give him that counter pick and allow him to have that option. However, Fiora right here. Gnar. Okay.
That's a much safer blind pick.
Yeah.
Fiora, you will expect Kyoshi to play tank, because he is considered to be a weak top laner in the league, but
Yikes.
heavily trends towards the tanks. And so picking a Gnar is going to be safe into any matchup that Kyoshi will play. But this meta does fit Kyoshi's style very well. He will be able to play the tanks and build those banners. So when IRL explodes the game right open, you get Baron, then give that banner minion a boost.
There's our final pick, the Shen. Kyoshi is top, going to be piloting that this game. So just going down our lineups overall, reading them all together. Going to have AM Crunchwrap playing on the top lane, Gragas on Blazing Hot, Blazing hot on Gragas, excuse me. Mighty Meat on Azir, Viennese player playing that Braum, Antionichan. I'm waiting for them to swap. Antionichan playing that Tristana, and then going over to the other side of IRL Sluts. Kyoshi is top on the Shen. Soto 1 playing the Zac. It sounds walking through the rift on Caston. Edzy the God playing Varus, and then Daddy Nahir on Thresh.
I like both of these comps very much. We're gonna see 2 ignites on the supports. I like that a lot. Maybe this Braum might want to think about switching to the exhaust for the Kassadin. But otherwise, Thresh is the ignite is the right choice here.
Yeah, I don't know. Exhaust for the Caston is something. I feel like it just gives up your lane too much. In this case, you want it for like the mid to the late game, but you really, I feel like with how League of Legends is, it has been for a little while now. It's just so heavily focused on getting this bot lane ahead, and having the Tristana Braum, you need that ignite, because if they have the exhaust, that's not going to really make too much of a difference here in the early game. And if you've gotten to the point where you've lost your lane and Caston's won his lane, exhaust isn't going to really matter because Caston just snowballs so hard.
Picking the Shen here will add some security to the bot lane matchup. It'll make any fights that happen down there in the bottom lane easily won with the reactionary Shen ult. Gnar will have pressure in the top lane. He will be able to push in the Shen. Depending on how these fights go in the bottom lane, if Shen's getting pushed in, he might not actually be able to come and assist his teammate. Or if he does, Gnar will be able to take that turret. But both comps scale pretty well. I think Hashlinging Slashers actually do have the outscaling potential here. With the support picks, Thresh late game, not quite as strong as Braum is. Just Braum can block so much stuff, so much utility. Hyper carries on the Azir and Tristana scale a bit harder than Varus. Kassadin, of course, will always scale hard. He's going to be an X factor no matter what game he's in. So,
yeah,
strong carries here. You got the pushing lane top forever. So, I like the odds here for Hashlinging.
You definitely can't discount. The Mighty Meat here on Azir though. If he can make it through his lane phase, Kassadin not getting, just slapping him all over the place, because Azir is somebody who is prone. Azir's a mage, and Kassadin's really the anti-mage of League of Legends with his passive and his Q and things like that. If he can call out his roams and his team plays accordingly, and he can just get the shove advantage, and he finds himself ahead, let's say he finds himself ahead about 10-15 CS, because I feel that's where Azir's going to have to pull ahead in terms of the farm and poke game around the early levels, because Kassadin can't handle it. He can find himself ahead with that, and then Kassadin has some failed roams, or roams that they force too hard, and Azir is able to capitalize pushing towers. That's where the Hashlinging Slashers find themselves ahead.
We'll have to see here where Blazing Hot wants to focus in this early game. They have a pretty aggressive 2v2 with Edzy and Nahor. Pretty scary 2v2 lane. Varus is one of the strongest AD carries in laning phase. Even stronger than Tristana in some cases, just because of his ranged poke. But if you want to get that Shen behind and the Gnar ahead, that'll be a factor in the game that will be forever there. Shen gets behind, it's pretty hard to come back versus that Gnar matchup.
If we're going to finally get in the loading screen, let's take a look at some of these keystones that some of these people may be running, and then let's take a look at everybody that's watching. We got a nice crowd gathered tonight for some Sunday Night League of Legends. You got to watch your LCS yesterday. You got to watch your EU LCS this morning, your NALCS this evening, and now you get to watch Prophecy Cup for the night to close it out. So nice packed day of League of Legends for all those dedicated competitive summoners. Looking down the line, everybody pretty standard from the looks of it. Yeah, everybody pretty standard. Gnar running press the attack, which is something I'm kind of iffy on. I still prefer summon Airy on him.
That is interesting. I don't know how, I know Airy's better for poking, but for all inning, press the attack should be better. You do get more base damage now, which is comparable to the Airy. After 3 auto attacks hit. But the percent damage did go down, so won't be like 12% until level 18.
Yeah.
So all inning though, this Gnar should be pretty good. Pretty good to go against the Shen.
Yeah, they just reshifted around the power of it, made it a little bit more fun and interactive to use.
Yeah. Interested to see the domination still on Soto. Can no longer buy the tracker's knife, so you're not going to be able to get the wards to use that ghost ward or zombie ward, whichever one it is that dies and will stay there forever. But so we see the Gragas has sorcery. He'll have some extra damage in his kit, extra AP in the early game.
I actually kind of like that you brought up, the tracker's knife being removed, because Soto's somebody that we've seen be this, third eye for his team, always leading the game in vision score.
Incredibly high vision scores.
Yeah. Sometimes, a lot of the time, he's even higher than his support.
And that is support. To the zombie ward. That is very crazy at adding your vision score up. We're into game.
Into game we are, my boy T-Crank. Get this nice little Prophecy Cup made overlay by our boy Steel, who unfortunately can't be here tonight, the tournament director himself. As everybody's running down the rift, if you joined since the last time we said it, my name is Manier Sunny. Joining me is T-Crank here for Prophecy Cup Day 4, Season 4, Week 1, Day 4. And here we go. We already have them grouping up in this bush. We've been seeing this a lot more. Teams going for this invade in this patch.
Yeah, Hash looking for something. Want to get those early advantages and snowball this early game for them. They don't have the winning bot lane, so they want to maybe have some sort of alleviation of pressure down there. They get some kills early.
Which is interesting you say they don't have the winning bot lane, because Edzia took the Doran shield as if he's in the weak lane. They're just finally going to press the go button right here. Throw out the Gnar boomerang. Varus going to skill up the E right there. Drop it down and put the slow field. And that invade failed right there.
Interesting. I would have liked to see Vyvan's player go with the Doran shield just because how much harass the Varus has in lane. But maybe they're going to look for some early all-ins here with this Doran's blade, because if they do get the all-in, then they can win. They just got to worry about getting poked out by the Varus with the rain of arrows.
Everybody going to get started up around the jungle, walking up to their lanes, and we're just going to have pretty standard starts from everybody here. Soto going for the top side gives pretty good advice that unless he's going to go for that level 2 She's on the mid lane, he's going for that bot lane gank, try and get his bot lane ahead for the early game, and hopefully take control from there.
Yeah, and I think Hash should know that the Zac started on the top side because the bot lane of IRL was there early, and have the push advantage here.
Push advantage.
Should know where Soto started.
Especially also with Kyoshi getting the lane late, AM Crunchwrap should have that information. Hopefully he played accordingly to that.
An early hook there onto Oni-chan, but the Hail of Arrows missed, so not going to take as much harass as it was expected to. But actually, bot lane of Hash hits level 2 first. See what they can do with it.
Not too much, as quickly the other side's going to have it come back in, yeah. They're just doing their thing. Come on, T-Crank, you never watched any anime? Oni-chan?
Oni-chan?
Oni-chan.
It's anti-Oni-chan. I'd rather anti-Oni-chan.
Oni-chan.
That's the same syllable sound.
Yeah, fair enough. It's weird though. In this language, we like to borrow from other languages a lot, or just especially if the languages don't use Latin letters. Excuse me, I could not remember Latin letters. We just kind of make up how we want to spell and pronounce it. Missing this boomerang right there.
Make everything up. We don't need rules with our English language.
As we were talking about
Zac pathing towards the bot side.
Yeah. Blazonot also tried to sneak his way in top. The Kyoshi had a ward set in place, so he got spotted out. Shout out to that bit donation that I just heard in my headphones, but I can't see who you are. Everyone in chat, you'll be able to see who they are.
Yeah, and actually the word that Kyoshi just put down doesn't actually spot him on the minimap, but if you look at the area, you can see that he is doing Krugs right there, so maybe Kyoshi caught onto that, but maybe he didn't. But Soto's going to take Blazonot's bottom side of the jungle, and he's going to get a camp ahead. In fact, actually 2 camps ahead at 4 minutes. That's pretty strong. A pretty good lead for them to have early in the jungle. And he might even be able to gank right here.
Gonna sneak his way in right here now.
There
Just gonna ignore the camp. Flash hook, gonna catch Tristana in the middle of the air. And that's a dead Bandle Guardian right there. She gets pulled in, going down right there. Tristana can't jump her way out of that right there, despite being versed in guerrilla warfare. And First Blood going over to Etsy.
Really nice gank, but also the setup there, the hook on the Vyvanse player was the key to getting that gank to work. And he even wastes his flash after getting hit by the hook and the knockup from Zach. And Vyvanse player not quite buffering that properly. Maybe because he saw the jump coming in first, but can't buffer both. In the end, actually didn't buffer either, so gonna get taken out for first blood. But ooh, Kyoshi's getting super low here.
Yeah, a lot of bullying coming in, and Contract gonna flash forward right there, and Kyoshi with the perfect timing on the W. Allows him to take that flash on AM Contract. He's gonna have the push advantage, but with no jungler nearby, he can just continue to push in this tower, and Kyoshi right here is getting a little greedy.
Yeah. Nice chunking out from AM Crunchwrap. He used the flash to go for the last auto attack for the kill, but Kyoshi with a very nicely timed wall around him. And now he's going to have to be forced to recall. Probably is going to teleport back to lane shortly after he purchases his items, and yep.
There it is. Nard, you know, had some changes to him in the last patch where they took away power on his Q, his poking ability, and upped some of the damage on his E to force him to go in a little bit more. So maybe that just, you know, extra like 20, 30 damage could have been the difference between these kills. Hook gonna come in right here between Daddy Nahor, but he's gonna quickly jump over to Vyvanse player, and they're just gonna keep trading on the bot lane. Vyvanse player and Anti-Onichan really not looking for the fight now. They were already in a losing lane, like you mentioned, and especially after giving up first blood, Varus rushing towards this Gwynzo's.
Yeah, now you have a call versus a recurve bow in the Varus, which is a huge spike, giving you that extra attack speed and on hit damage. Really, really strong. The call does not match even closely to that amount of damage you have, but Cassidy is looking for a roam top. Here comes the all-in.
Level 6 on the Cassidy means he can get around the map, and there's not really too much information being communicated. AM Crunchwrap trying to walk his way off, and he's not going to have anywhere to go except into the graveyard as It Sound slams in that Vorpal Blade and takes that kill. Or excuse me, Void Blade, and takes the kill right there.
And what a nice path that Sounds took to get to that gank. He went around that ward, so...
Blaze Hot coming in.
Oh. What just happened?
Blazing Hot came running in down here on the bottom lane as he had to flash away quickly, taking that summoner away. What time?
Yeah, here comes Soto actually on the mid lane, and Blazing Hot might look to recover. Here's the blobs.
Soto doesn't have level 6, but he's gonna bounce on a Mighty Mead right here. Ulti coming in for Kyoshi, meaning he wants to get involved with this fight. 3 people now here for the side of IRL Sluts, chasing down Blazing Hot. They're gonna get in front. Braum putting his face, stand behind me, he tells his jungler. Flashing in all over the place. Mighty Meat gonna get taken insanely low right here. Might die here to the ignite. Flashing over the wall, thresh land hook onto the camp. Gets 1Q, lands it onto the one of the camps, and then pulls him in. Gonna see Anti-Onichan going down right there. And now IRL Sluts up 3-0 here in this early game.
Nice play from Sluts with the Shen ultimate, and Blazing Hot and Anti-Onichan staying a little too far, or staying a little bit too long, maybe like just a half a second too long, and that's just the amount of time needed for Sounds and Kyoshi and Soto to just keep chasing with that. And 2 kills now for Sounds, and Edzy also picks up a kill for himself too. And here comes the snowball from IRL.
Edzy had the kill already. Those 2 kills, It Sounds as who picked up that kill. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Edzy got the one from First Blood. Caston got his from roaming top on the AM Crunchwrap, and then right there onto the bot lane. Nonetheless, here we are in the top lane, continuing with the bully fest. However, Kyoshi has that Jarum's Fist now, so yeah, he can make these trades, these big baller trades, big brain trades, as I'm a cutie pie would say, and start to turn this lane around.
Big baller trades, is that really I'm a cutie pie? Or is that LeVar Ball? But anyways,
no,
all in top lane.
Big brain.
Big brain, okay.
Yeah. Big baller brains, never forget.
Big baller brand.
You know, those are 2 memes I mixed, don't worry. But yeah, go ahead.
It's mid lane, even in CS, but down 2 kills. Azir wants to get those items under his belt. All in coming in from Sounds. And here's Nahor too.
Indeed, hook right there, insane. Knocks him in with the flay right there, and now Mighty Mead is gonna land onto that Dark Star as he goes down. The Emperor's fallen, and here we go, 3-0 lead for It Sounds in the mid lane, and he's shaping up to take control of this game.
Yeah, and what an awesome hook from Nahor. Predicting where he's gonna dodge, getting the hook, hear that kill. The only way you kill him right there. A nice roam, not gonna miss anything in that bot matchup. Kassadin's now roaming bot too, and then hook's gonna come through on a minion though.
Right here. Sounds making his way down onto the tower. Gonna have the root landing onto the Antio-Nishan.
Ooh.
Getting away. It sounds
Sounds
chasing
still
through the
going.
tower. He doesn't even care what's going on right here. He might go down actually. Tristana picking up the kill, and that's gonna give her the reset, allow her to jump forward. A little too aggressive right there from the side of It Sounds, and that certainly puts a damper on his parade right there.
Yeah, giving a shutdown to Tristana is not an ideal play. However, getting that kill, not the end of the world. The even trade, with Tristana getting a shutdown gold to it, is going to be a favorable trade for Hashlinging slashers. And looking at this top lane matchup, Kiyoshi's down 30 CS here, and he's going to definitely be able to get towered of by this Gragas who's about to come through with level 6.
Clearing out the vision right here. Kyoshi's gonna have TP timing this almost perfectly, timing he goes with the recall. They should be able to get this tower though if he's forced back. Azir even looking like he wants to rumble and get involved with this. And they're just zoning him off
right
really.
The tower is going to go down. Gragas flash?
Thinking. Not really sure what went on there, but
Interesting play. Mighty Meat, though, has to be careful. 3 people in the mid lane around him. But actually, everybody from IRL looking to throw a party in the ball lane in a couple seconds. They are all in the jungle of Hashlinging flashers. And they're just going to recall and get the heck out of there. But Braum's going to get caught out.
Braum gonna have the box put down on him. This Pentagon keeping him boxed in. Gonna get pulled in with the wall. And we go bounce from the Zac. 2 ultis right there, but that should do the job. It Sounds getting himself his 5th kill of the game here at 11 minutes in.
5 kills for a Kassadin at 11 minutes. That just sounds like a horror story. This guy has a tier, lost chapter, so he's going for that Archangel staff and the Rod of Ages. So this guy is going to be an absolute monster in about 10 minutes.
He's gonna
Actually,
have
he already is a monster.
so much mana, dude. Like this is insane.
Here's the engage from Hashlinging.
Gonna knock Daddy Nahor in. The ulti coming through is gonna stop, and then the lantern as well as the well-placed flash of Daddy Nahor gonna allow the bot lane to escape for the side of IRL Sluts.
Yeah, really nice coordination from IRL, but Gragas not prioritizing the right target. Oh, actually, they had just split coordination right there, which allowed Nahor to just walk away and give that lantern over to Ezzy. Make it look easy right there.
So T-Crank, we've seen this before. It Sounds is
More
up
top
5
fight.
kills. More top fights going on before we talk about this. Thrown into the wall right here. Kyoshi just gonna try and dash away and get uninvolved in
bot
this.
fight.
Bot fight going on now. Daddy Nahor gonna get stunned up right there. Antino Nichan able to land that. Daddy Nahor one last auto will do it. And then back to the top lane. Am Crunch Wrap
Shield.
forcing that flash at Kyoshi. Nice shield keeping him alive. All over the map we got some action. These are some feisty summoners here on this rift.
Crunchtrap has to be careful because here comes Kassadin.
He
And
doesn't
I
have
think
any
it's already
vision.
too late. I think he's just dead. If
think
he
he's
decides to
senseless.
chase. Here he goes. There's the first Rift Walk. Boomerang's not going to slow him.
Second one gonna come through right here.
Yeah, say your prayers.
Yep, and that's a ripperoni right there. I think what made that
Wow,
so
they dive.
dive right here. They're gonna go real hard on Ezzy right here. Knock him up. Sejuani ulti, or not Sejuani. Gragas ulti, Braum ulti, some ulti used right there. They made it look too easy. There's Ezzy going down, and they're gonna look to get their second tower right here.
Yeah, and more importantly, the Shen ulti was also used by Kyoshi. And this guy is down so much gold, so much CS, and now you have no ultimate on the Shen. That's a huge burden on your team right now. That's really gonna be very noticeable for the next 2 or 3 minutes. And this Tristana now, very strong. Up 25 CS and 3 kills on the Tristana. This guy's gonna be a nightmare to deal with too. Pending Sounds doesn't one-shot him.
Yeah, I was actually gonna talk about Sounds. He chose to go for the Seraphs or the Archangels
Archangel
first,
staff.
which I find kind of interesting considering a row is something you want to get stacking. Do you feel he?
Oh, he's actually going for the Abyssal Mask. So it is a good defensive item. We'll give him some more MR and health versus this Azir and Gragas magic damage. And ultimately, it'll make him a bit more tanky, and he does enough damage as it is. So nothing wrong with getting more tanky for Sounds.
Dragon finally getting me started up here by the side of IRL Sluts. It Sounds taking command in the mid lane, keeping the Mighty Meave away from this fight with some well-placed vision as well as some boomerangs. We're going to let them know it's not quite time yet for them to start this. Trying to make some plays in the mid lane.
And actually 2 towers to 0 for Hashlinging Slashers, so they are actually up in gold even though they're down 6 kills to a Kassadin. Let's see what Hash can do with this small map lead with the towers. Mid tower is also taken down pretty low, so if they want to go for the Rift Herald, that's going to be a free mid lane tower whenever they want. But right now I think both teams are focusing on this dragon here.
Yeah, everybody wants to get the elemental, the earth dragon, mountain dragon, excuse me. I want to be an Avatar fanboy. Earth dragon, again, mountain dragon being prioritized right here. Give everybody the extra tower damage they need. I feel like towers are something that we're going to see Hashlinging the Slashers looking for a lot more. Take advantage of that Tristana, that Azir. That's where they excel compared to the side. Oh, hold up. Pardon me right here. Hook in right here, and Braum absolutely gone before I can even bring up the team fight camera. This real good hook right there. Daddy Nahor showing that he still knows how to play this Thresh.
Yeah, great plays, great proactivity from Daddy Nahor on the Thresh. Braum just getting obliterated by this Kassadin. Now 7 kills. They're just like ticking the counter up every 1 or 2 minutes. And now he's at 10 stacks on the Dark Seal, so maybe he'll buy the full 10 stack Mage Eyes. Wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Something kind of weird to me is seeing Thresh's feet.
Thresh's feet. I've never had a thought about Thresh's feet in my entire life.
Cause like no, sorry.
Yes, elaborate.
So like normally, while what's his name, Mighty Me's gonna get this blue buff handed over here in the mid lane. Oh, Dragon's still not being contested by either team. Neither of the objectives actually. But yeah, Thresh, I was watching him after he landed that hook walk away, and normally in his default skin, like the angle at which he walks, you can't really see his feet under his like cape or cloak. But on the Dark Scar skin, you can see it if he's walking away from the camera.
Oh, yeah.
If that makes sense. Like,
you see his feet right now, actually, as he's walking through the river.
And it's so weird to me. I don't know. You can't see his feet on the default skin. Hook and land
almost
right
stole
here.
the Rift Heralds. Or almost stole the Scrubble Crab, but Blaze will smite that away.
That had nothing to do with the top get hand.
Braum should not be bottom. I don't know why he's there. It should just be letting Vyvanse push this all the way out. Will we see an all-in though? But no, it's 3 members of... Oh, here's the engage.
Engage coming in right here, gonna have to force the flash out. But no, It Sounds is still chasing while his team goes for this. He wants blood, and he's gonna find it maybe in the Fat Man belly. Nice sidestep on that ulti. Means he's gonna go in on a rampage right there on the Blazing Hot. Now here we go, AM Crunchtrap getting involved with Daddy Nahor. Gonna chase him out right here. Super Kyoshi top. Teleporting in right here, gonna get the taunt onto him. Rift Herald getting picked up in the background by the jungler, and here as a 5-man unit, IRL is gonna grab this Rift Herald as well as 2 kills. But now Tristana's gonna grab a tower in the mid lane, and they're gonna quickly try and rotate out of this.
Yeah, they want to get the heck out of there, and they're sending 2 people bottom versus the Shen. When you're trying for a play on the other side of the map, it's just a very bad idea. You're never gonna have the map pressure. You're not gonna be able to push that lane in all the way. The Shen's just gonna collapse on the Kassadin. Just get 2 kills as well as the Rift Herald, so that costs them a tower in the mid lane. And now 8 Kassadin kills. Tick that up one more time. Our Kassadin kill counter.
Kassadin, 80% of his team's kills right here is actually it's a great thing for him, but it also creates an issue for his team that if Kassadin loses in one of these fights, let's say we had the situation where Kassadin went too deep where he's not able to predict the Blazing Hot ultimate, and he goes down, his team is going to have a really hard time, you know, coming out of that power trough because of all the gold he has. Because despite Kassadin having 8 kills, his team's only up 1,000 gold.
Whoa, TP.
TP coming in right here. Needs to get canceled. In the middle of the team right here.
Double
Kassadin
TP.
double TP. They took advantage of the fact we couldn't even see that. Here we go. Tristana, Vine's player flashing away right here. Gragas Barrel, the slow. Flash going through right here. Nice ulti. Knocked them away. Wall right here. Gonna jump straight through. Now Kassadin's in his mode. Double kill for him. And he looks to just clean this up. Evacuate. Sound the alarms right here. This isn't looking too good. Blazing Hot having the Q go on to him. Another ulti is gonna finish it up. Triple kill for him. But he's even gonna go into the base. Tristana.
Hide your kids. Everybody get out.
That man went hunting. Beautiful double teleport play from the side of IRL Sluts right there is going to allow them to pick up their first tower, or third tower of the game, excuse me. And now it's even across the map, and this extends the gold lead out to 3,000 gold.
Yeah, the double TP coming through. Didn't expect that, definitely. Otherwise, they would have backed away for sure. And when a Kassadin just shows up with a Shen, it's gonna be a nightmare. Now he's gonna fight Crunchwrap in the top lane, but he has Meganar soon.
Ooh, hold up!
He's gonna get him!
There it is!
AM Crunchwrap picking up a solo kill on the 11 kill Kassadin. Nicely done there. Press the attack actually, probably helping him out a lot there with that damage.
Oh yeah, 100% right there.
Nice flash ulti, dodging the Kassadin damage. The outplay.
And that's a huge shutdown for the team right there. 450 gold, distributed evenly across all these summoners. It's gonna make for some fatty pockets. And that's right there, so we know it's doable.
Yeah, actually Kyoshi's done a pretty good job of recovering from that huge deficit. Only down 20 CS now. And now he's looking like he's gonna go for that Banner of Command second item. So IRL looking for some Baron plays soon. But why are you still bottom anti-Yoni-chan? You don't need to be babysitting your AD carry. You need to be on the middle of the map getting vision control down. Because right now, IRL is really just dominating the vision game right now.
Yeah, definitely right here. Look, just again looking at vision source. Soto double the vision of Blazing
Hot. Caught out. Or is he?
Looks like he wants to try and start something right here. Like Pink says, nah. I want to start a fight, and he's going to do it right there with the ulti. That in here going to be the first person to go down. Tristana jumping forward, those resets. Land some crits on Zac, but that's already a support down. And this gives them, you know, a lot of more swagger in their step as they're going to look to start this Baron up.
Sounds was bottom the whole time, and he has no teleport, and Hash know that, and they're going to go for a Baron here after winning a fight and getting a kill, but where's Soto? Is he going to leap away?
Soto has the level advantage right here. Taunt landed on a Blazing Hot. They're going to put a lot of damage on him. He needs to stay alive. This team wants to get this Baron. He has to walk away a little bit further. Edsy's coming in right here. They need to do a little bit more. Now it's been secured by Blazing Hot, but now it Sounds is joining in the party, and here it is. This is the slaughter we've seen, just like Manchuria all over the place. It Sounds jumping up here over the wall. Going to have that next jump ready. Tristana now, a rogue captain, Buccaneer on the loose. Just walk away.
Yes. The Baron.
Whoa! Baron Recall isn't going to let her make it out. And there's the ace. Baron secured by the side of Hashlinging Slashers, but at what cost as your whole team gets ravished. And with this ace, IRL Sluts are going to look to push in for 2 inner towers.
All right, and ding, 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 ding. That's 4 more kills for Sounds. 15 out of 18 kills. Just 1v9ing this game, literally, right now. He's the only member of the team with more than 8 kill participation. Only member with more than half. Just absolutely destroying everybody in this game. And do you want to give this guy Kassadin once again? I don't know.
But then if you ban out the Kassadin, like, this guy's a decent,
a different champion.
Yeah, he has a decent sized champion pool. It comes down to more not the champion he's playing and how you play around this early game. It's tricky, right? Like, where do you, like, I was trying to talk about this, but he just kind of kept running kids down. Like, where do you find this advantage against him, right? Do you find it in the early game through your vision, not allowing him to roam, or do you find it through just pressuring him so much that he gets frustrated and isn't maybe able to, you know, bully around his lane as much? Or do you find it here in the mid game where he's, you know, so confident and willing to take these fights that you just have to essentially, you may have to give up, you know, gold advantages and all the farm priority around the main lanes, but if you're all grouped as 5 in a death ball, he can't really jump in on you guys. Like, Blazing Hot right here, gonna get caught out, and there's just gonna be a massacre. Cover up your children's eyes right here. Put shades on your old grandma, because you don't need to see what might be happening. He's gonna get caught, but he's gonna flash out after he gets the kill. And that's a nice escape right there for Captain Jack Sparrow. Zac coming in on the back line right here is going to pull in the Azir. Mighty Me going to push everybody away, but it's not going to matter too much. Zac going to get popped into his gelatinous blob form, and Crunchwrap slamming down his fist, and he's the only one right here, just like it's in the morning when you go to Taco Bell. Double kill for our boy Edsy, and that's another ace for the side of IRL Sluts. And this is them with a 6k gold lead, pushing down towards this mid-inner tower.
Yep, and there you have it. Sounds playing with fire, but he's got the Shen, the anti-inflammatory right there, stopping him from getting burned. And it's 17 kills, and that's probably an inhibitor, but not the game. So The late game scaling comp from Hash is still alive.
Yeah,
Nahor trolling this team a little bit.
got a long way to go. About a 2.5 item advantage for Caston right here. He's about to go back, spend his 2,700 gold in his pocket. So that's going to be that's just going to be a straight up 2.5 item advantage. He's going to jump up very far ahead of this Azir right here. And this is a very scary Rift Walker.
More fights coming.
Oh, here it is. Red buff the trap right there. Tristana getting sprung onto by Cassidon. And now he's jumping away, and the fight's going to be re-engaged right here. They look like they don't want to let anything go. This fight could be the game if they end up losing it. Mighty Me doing everything he can to kite back, command his soldiers around the battlefield, but it's not enough. Ezzy on a rampage with the bot lane down. Daddy Nahir still fishing for more of the wall, but he can't seem to find anything. And this might finally be where they decide to pull their claws out of the eyes of Hashlinging slashers. Sounds going back with 3,200 gold right here is going to be the fattest Cassidon I've seen in a long time, ladies and gentlemen.
Probably since the last time Sounds played Cassidon. But yeah, you're not almost full build. He's probably like 2,000 away from death cap at 25 minutes. Just insane farm numbers, 18 kills. Just a normal player will never have 15,000 gold at 25 minutes. That is just insane. And just Banner of Command is completed, but the Baron buff was taken by Hash, so no huge minions yet for them. Let's go back to the question that we were talking about like 3 minutes ago, before the first fight there, about how you shut down this Cassidon pick of Sounds.
Yes.
Well, they pretty much just spoon-fed this Cassidon. He just roamed everywhere, got every single kill, and kind of just disrespected the range in which he can really roam and impact the map once he hits 6, especially if your mid laner is recalled. Like in the first roam top that Sounds made, Mead was just recalled, so Cassidon just pushed in the lane and just walked top. Was on a ward, but it was a nice roam from him.
Yikes! And Crunchwrap trying to get him out of this right here. He doesn't have enough to get mega angry right here. He's going to go down before he can even get it. Humongous ulti right there. Tristana's sitting here trying to auto-attack. Do what she can to keep her team alive. But here comes it. Sounds from the top. She's going to flash and jump away immediately. So scared of this man. And here we go. Greg is walking in towards the tower. Can't get on a Daddy Nahor. Sounds picking himself up another kill. Legendary on the Rift. Watch him tower into this tower with the rest of the team. I just rhymed right there. They're going to go for this inhib.
Sounds wasn't even there for the first 2 kills. IRL straight up won that fight. Turns out if you 1v9 the game long enough, the rest of your team's going to get strong as well. That's going to be the game at about 27 minutes, but Sounds going to get pushed into the fountain.
Yikes.
That's going to get taken down.
Mead getting his revenge right there, pushing Sounds in the fountain, but at the end, he can't avenge his Nexus right here. His team coming up right here, the minions, they don't have enough to try and stop this right here unless they go for the fight, which they are, just padding their KDAs even harder. Anti-Onichan going down, and this is going to be the GGs coming out right here as the Nexus is finally going to go. More kills being chased. Blink Babe on the tower. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. 27-32. Going to be your final game time right here, ladies and gentlemen. 35. The clock takes a long time to stop. Going to be our final game time right here. Sub 30-minute game for the side of IRL Sluts with a 23-1 scoreline being posted right there from It Sounds. And that's a high number. That's a 7 KDA right there.
Pretty good. Pretty good for your first game of the season. Gonna be look like a pretty impressive stats page for your team.
Definitely. I'm gonna take a look at this thing called damage charts, cause
oh lord,
we're gonna take a look at those, cause those are gonna be pretty high. Looking at this from more than likely,
quite high. Yeah, Ash had the ways to win this game. They had the winning top matchup by far. Tristana was up 25 CS and had 3 kills at about 15 minutes, but didn't quite respect the roaming power that Sounds had with the Shen ultimate on top of him, with Nahor being a very proactive roamer, and of course Soto being able to leap from very far away, and they just Sounds just the fearless leader of this team right now. Seems like he's unstoppable.
And okay, I want you to take. Have you looked at the number already?
Nope.
I want you to take a guess at how much damage he did.
30,000.
29,729. So pretty darn close.
Whew.
Mighty
Pretty
Mead
close.
did 11,054. So that's almost
Yeah,
3 times his
couldn't do much.
damage.
Couldn't quite do much this game. Just the Cassidy was just so fed. He jumps on you, you're dead. You can't really output damage, so. Cassidy really disrupting Azir's patterns of wanting these long and sustained team fights. Just one-shotting him every fight. Doesn't help him do damage.
Almost started a ranked game there by accident, guys. My apologies for that one. Didn't get making the second.
I don't think we want to watch that.
Yeah, nah. What do you mean? Come on, my Soraka top adventures. Everybody loves them.
Blah.
T. Craig, you're gonna stop sleeping on the Soraka top.
Yep, it's the IRL Sluts not slowing down at all in the new season.
Tournament draft. No, looking to try and be our first team to back here in the Prophecy Cup. When you make sure everybody's getting there.
Yeah.
Then allow everyone to get their teams together. You got your invite as well?
Yep.
All right, let's jump that
I think
spectator.
A big power trough that Hash had was keeping that Braum bot lane for so much time.
Yeah.
Just really didn't have any. He was just like giving Tristana the relic stacks, but like your team is trying to take Rift Herald. You don't have to be bot lane. Just should be with your team, getting down vision, helping control the vision, stopping this Thresh from being able to walk up in your jungle and just put wards down. Duh. Don't need to babysit your AD. You can just help out your jungler, get some vision control.
Side choice now being given to the side. No, side choice now be giving to the side of Hash slinging slashers. Going into this second game right here, the 1-0 advantage. If we go to game 3, it will go back to IRL because they won the coin toss we had behind stage earlier on today.
Yeah, the winner of the coin toss gets the side select on 1 and 3.
Yes.
Oh, they lost.
T-Crank's, shout out to T-Crank's brother in the background.
Aw, darn. Thought it was just quiet enough.
Nah, we always know. We always know.
Always. Never not know. He's playing Fortnite right now. Just got top 46 in a duo game.
Top 46.
As he gets taken down at Pleasant Park. Got taken down.
Prophecy Cup, we are now expanding into a professional. We are now switching over to a professional Fortnite community.
I'm
ladies
now
and gentlemen.
secondhand casting Fortnite.
Oh, fuck it.
And they drop a gun to the towers and they pick up the shotgun and take them out. I don't even know how you'd cast Fortnite.
Same way you do PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they actually had a tournament for it at the most recent IM. Had a pretty decent prize pool too.
You just talk about the map and like, oh, this guy's picked up this gun.
200,000.
This guy
So
picked up this gun.
they play. It's actually insane how many how the tournament went. Right. So there were 16. No, there were 16, 20 organizations. I want to say it was. There were a lot of organizations that 16. Okay, I'm not dumb. That gathered together, and it was 64 people on the map, and each team, they would jump in wherever they want, and they did it on the forest map. I can't remember the 2 names of them. And you have a lot of spectators basically just jumping around to all the different players and teams. You have stats, and you just watch as eventually the circle closes them, because games are only about 20 minutes at most. They play in first person, so it's pretty decent to watch if you've ever watched a first person shooter. Like, it's pretty decent. I think the biggest thing is the fact that just so much goes on and you can't keep track. Like, as the circle gets really small and kills are happening everywhere all at once and you can't watch them all. It's just so difficult.
Yeah, it seems like it would be hard to cast these games. There's so many different players, and they're individual. Like they're just so many different individuals in one game. But
League,
it's like have you seen Dead Man mode in RuneScape? There's like 2,000 people.
I do. I stopped playing RuneScape. I want to say ninth grade year, so about 5 years ago for me.
Nice.
So I don't. Although you never really quit playing RuneScape. It's kind of like WoW. You just
Never
take
quit.
a break.
Yeah, you never quit. I'm about a year clean, so
No, I'm
proud to
gonna
say.
save my account. RuneScape. If this works, RuneScape stream after this. If my
Don't
RuneScape
do
account
it.
still works.
Don't do it.
I'm just checking. Clue Scroll overhaul. They're redoing Clue Scrolls.
I guess they did, yeah. Yeah, I think they added it for skilling now, so you can like skills and then get clue
Wait, they're
scrolls. You
making
can stack
RuneScape
'em.
on mobile?
Yeah, it's coming out at the end of this year.
Mobile and desktop.
Looks like both teams are ready just about game 2.
They got me, Poggers. Jagex, shout out to them for still having enough money, coming up on 20 years as a company, and now they're pushing out to mobile devices. Now we're in the champion select right here where I stop fanboying RuneScape, selling out.
Yeah, and I don't think IRL want to do anything different with their strategy. They just have the solid game plan every time. They just have a carry mid, and they've got tank top, tank jungle, a support that can make some plays, and then Varus. Pretty much what happens every game with IRL. Hard to ban out all of that because there's so many different variations of champions you can play in these other roles. There's going to be the Cassidon, so there's the Cassidon going down. Don't want to pick that again.
Yeah, don't let that happen again. For the sake of all the viewers.
And I think you really just want to give your counter pick to Mighty Mead. You don't want to give a really bad matchup to a player that is worse than the other mid laner. And that's not being, BM. That's just sounds just the best mid laner in the server.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to give him an even worse lane by giving him a bad matchup.
Yeah, good way to put it. I mean, it's the truth, really. Like, numbers don't lie. Like, we just saw him go 23-1 on Cassidon. He had 2/3 of his team's kills. He only let one other person take something that he touched.
Right. And there's actually going to be a Shen ban. They had a good matchup, but they don't want to deal with that map pressure it provides. It's very interesting to me. Skarner's going to get taken. Skarner is insane this patch. Just one of the best, probably the best jungler on this patch. And let's see how Hash can respond to this. Ooh, the Jax pick. So we've got two not full tank junglers, but we got two decently carry-oriented junglers. They're like a hybrid, like the tank and the carry. And I like the Varus denial here from Edzy, giving it to Vivant's player, giving them a pretty good lane. Also, you can kite the Skarner pretty easily. You've got the slow and the root. Pretty good disengage if Skarner's running in your face.
Pretty good stuff indeed right here. Soda 1 looking to lock in this champion right here. It's going to need the Tristana for Edzy right here. So a swap in AD carries for these two teams right here. Skarner being allowed through, like you mentioned, and that's a very scary thing for somebody like Varus who does not have a lot of inbuilt mobility.
Yeah, no, we're gonna see a Lulu pick here from Nehor. Yes, we are. So Tristana Lulu lane. And let's see what support Antioni-chan wants to pick here. Surely they want to pick that can have good disengage, but as well as, winning these 2v2s or pushing them in. And I think Antioni-chan plays more than just tanks, and yep. So Nami, good 2v2 matchup. Pretty even, but the Nami has the healing power as well as the decent trade, so should be slightly favored in this 2v2.
Nami, I kind of don't like the Nami considering the fact there's a Skarner here and he's gonna just run you down. I actually really would have liked to have seen like a Tom Kench
Top catch is okay, but if you eat somebody and Skarner ults you, you're gonna be bringing in 2 people instead of just 1. So Nami has really good disengage from the Skarner ult with the tidal wave and the bubble. Pretty much if Skarner's running at you and through a corridor and you have Nami ult, you're gonna be pretty set. But actually the Lulu will be able to whimsy the Skarner. That'll give him a lot of extra movement speed for him. So
for that right score. But no, if
something to watch.
If Tahm Kench eats somebody, it just ends the Skarner ulti.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was playing against it earlier on Twisted Treeline of all places. I was playing Tahm Kench, and you just kind of scoop him up, and that's it. It's a basic ability that cancels Skarner's ultimate, which is surprising.
Well, I guess the only thing I could think of would be is if Skarner just runs too fast that you can't actually eat him because he's so far away.
He can't get the 3 stacks. Yeah, he can't just run right through you. That's a good point. So the Nami ulti overall is a little bit better at doing its job, because it'll cancel a lot of those actives that he has, considering they rely on him not being in combat.
Yeah. These are good bans from both sides in the phase 2. You got the Assassin LeBlanc, one of Sounds' favorite picks, as well as the Rise, OP mid. And then you've got some top laners that IRL's banned that are going to be bad matchups no matter what you pick for Kiyoshi, Cruntrap. And ooh, Corki coming through, blind pick. That's going to be followed by Cassiopeia.
Who decided to make
for Kiyoshi.
pick me tank mid? Which one of you people? I can't with you guys.
Pick me tank mid, GG mid.
Yeah, but since I was going to be in Cassiopeia, Daddy and her going to be on Scion, one of my favorite champs that I'm really liking. Liking that he's getting his attention for pro play, but kind of unfortunate because I already know Riot's going to come with the nerf bat. Really strong with the banner command that we've been singing. Fiora! That's not something I like.
This is an interesting composition from Hashlinging Slashers.
You've
got 2 split pushers with the Jax and the Fiora. That'll be a pretty big issue for IRL later in the game, is who's going to be able to stop these splitters, because Sion can't match either of them late game. Cassiopeia might be able to, but you don't want to get dove by both of them. But Sion just sounds like the perfect pick for Kiyoshi, because you want to play a tank, you don't want to lose lane, and Sion can never lose lane. Tank. So, really nice pick.
Really good comp.
Good engage. He'll be the ones making the engages most likely for their team. Interesting to see these solo laners from Hashlinging Slashers. We'll see how this plays out too. So there's not a lot of CC actually for Hashlinging Slashers. There's really the Counter Strike and the ultimates that bot lane has, but how are you going to shut down the Cassio in fights?
Yeah, it's kind of a problem going into this. The only CC they really have is damage, because they do have a lot of that, but like they don't have like a primary engage tool on their side. They have the Nami ulti, which doesn't really work as a primary. You have to use it with something else because it's such a slow moving thing, or as a disengage more so. And then besides that, they have to rely on Jax to jump in with the Counter Strike, Fiora to come in with no crowd control and hopefully just use her damage as a way to initiate the fight, and then Varus ulti, which can be dodged out. So you really don't have to having your AD carry be your primary source of engage is not a good thing, right? Because that means he'd have to be standing in the front to engage. If your AD carry is standing in the front with a Skarner who has a Lulu on his team as well as a Scion, that's yeah, I'll get where I'm going with this. Like, this isn't gonna look in the best place for him.
It's not a terrible first engage tool, but there's really no front line here for the for the Varus, which is gonna be an issue. It's an interesting comp. We'll have to see if this plays out. But there is big mid-game spikes with the Jax and the Corki Triforce and the Ginsu's Rageblade spike. And then once Fiora gets a couple of items, won't be able to 1v1. Won't be able to get. Will not be able to lose lane to the Scion, and he'll start being able to actually push in and duel the Scion.
So since the E-Bug has been prevalent, I haven't got to play against Fiora this new patch because everybody just picks Scion away from me or they ban it away. But from my past experiences, this is not the most fun matchup for Scion playing against the Fiora, and I hope AM Cruntrap knows how to play around it, Because generally the way it goes is the fact that all of Cyan's abilities are incredibly telegraphed, and Fiora has a way to stop them all. She can parry his Q, she can bob out of the way of his E pretty easily with, or she can parry it considering the hitbox is the size of the White House right now, pretty much. So she can just parry the ability unless she's tanking it at face. If he tries to charge with Q, she can just dodge to the side and proc a vital most of the time. And then her ulti count stops his ulti if he tries to get away. So she has a pretty good advantage from during the laning phase. She's gonna have to press that as hard as she can against Kyoshi. Even though you mentioned, this is pretty much the perfect pick for him.
Yeah, the Scion is pretty miserable to lane against. Almost impossible to dodge his skill shots, but the Fiora will have a lot of sustain, as well as the riposte.
I don't know, it's just... I think I just keep forgetting, like, how big the E hitbox is now that it's bugged as all hell. Because now you can just hit anything under the sun with it. You max it, you take Arcane Comet, you just do so much poke damage as Scion, which is a weird thing to say, you know, a tank poking the hell out of people. But he does it.
Yeah.
And then it allows him to get through lane pretty well. And then your item, you're building, what a lot of people have been doing this patch is people have been building Banner Command, and then when Super Minions come running through after Baron got buffed this patch, they're Swiftbolt skin like it, but
yeah.
It looks like something out of Skyrim. But yeah, they use the Banner Command on the Baroned up Super Minion, and it takes it 8 auto attacks just of its own, not counting your champions, not counting anything else to kill it. Kill a tower.
Dude, Nahor taking the exhaust, I like it. Will prevent the divers from really doing a ton of damage to Sounds and or Edzy.
Will prevent the divers from diving. PogChamp.
Hoggers. You don't really need the Ignite in lane either.
Fiora, interesting aim Crunchwrap taking the Kleptomancy. Not really something I think of when I think of Fiora. I really, especially with Press the Attack getting changed, I would have liked to have seen him ran it again, this time on Fiora. Or even if he wanted to go with Inspiration, I would have liked to have seen him run Unsealed Spellbook, run the Ignite to try and get the first blood, the Cheese Slay on Scion, and then switch over to the Teleport for the split push.
Yeah, I would either take Kleptomancy or Press the Attack. I don't think Spellbook is that great on these scaling split pusher champs. However, Kleptomancy, you're going to get that extra gold. You're going to get extra sustain in the lane. That will always help you against the Scion, who will just miserably push you in, poke you out, and laugh in your face and be a big bad tank.
Big bad tank, big bad wolf, whichever you want to call it.
There's no Warwick in this game, though.
Fortunately not. What big... Doesn't he have unique voice lines to go with that skin that revolve around the whole, you know, Red Riding Hood thing?
Oh, I might have a couple, but I don't think you'll have a ton because of, like, it's an old skin.
Yeah, fortunately. Old skins don't get that love. I really...
No love.
One thing, when they gave Warwick the visual game update, which has been almost 2 years now. No, it's been almost a year. Hold up, let me look.
I want to say sometime in Season 6 they changed Warwick's kit.
It's been a while. But regardless, when they changed it, one thing I didn't like is that they changed Hyena Warwick used to fall to the ground laughing at you.
Yeah.
And they took that away now. I'm sad.
Oh, tragic.
Used to fall over. He used to be geeked, as the kids would say nowadays.
Geeking.
We're gonna kill all the slang that these kids use. T-Crank, let's do it. Yeah, it's been over a year. January 9th, 2017 is when I'm seeing article got posted on Surrender at 20.
Oh, okay. So early Season 7. Yeah, overall, looking at these team comps, you've got a very solid comp from IRL, which doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses unless you can get, like, just rotated around the map by this Jackson Fiora. But the team fighting from Hash is just completely inferior to what IRL has to offer. Come late game, you'll have a ton of extra damage. This Fiora, Jax, Corki, Varus, it's a heck of a lot of damage to deal with in the late game for a Scion.
Yeah, no, he will get popped.
Yoshi's life later will be pretty hard to deal with.
My
And I
favorite
think
minigame.
Corky is okay into Cassiopeia, but you don't want to make any early trades because Cassiopeia early levels 1 and 2, really insane kill potential.
Everybody just gathering in the bush, setting up a pretty standard line of scrimmage. Cassiopeia being the only one to tilt me and stand under tower, as everyone just takes the pretty standard defensive start. Both teams, IRL wanted to try and close us out early with 2-0 versus the side of Hashling and Slashers not trying to go down in their first Prophecy Cup official series right here. Mini game going to be started off by Soto taking that Crystal Spire.
Yep, gonna get a little bit of extra gold. Gonna be able to move faster in the jungle. May see an early invade from Soto, walking through these spires. Might catch Blazing Hot off guard here.
Yeah,
in a couple of minutes.
If Skarner takes control of the spot, one thing I don't like is that spires update live, but so you can see. But if Skarner, let's say, waits to take it until right when he wants to run on Blazing Hot, and he starts a fight with him, Blazing Hot, that's not your jungle once Skarner has the spire.
Yeah.
And real smart play from Soda right here, pulling this over to where he can still fight it while inside of his side of it, by the way.
Yep, pulling the Gromp inside the spire. Extra boost, extra clear speed. Nicely done there from him.
And
Has practiced that wave clear, or camping clear on the Skarner.
only looking to do a pretty full clear right there as he makes his way around the rift.
And I think the bottom lane is going to be pretty heavily looked at by both of these jungler champions. Level 2 hits.
Bubble gonna land right there on the Nami. The Ignite, or excuse me, on the Tristan. The Ignite already coming out. Lulu putting down some damage, showing she can't be messed with right there. Daddy Nahor not gonna exhaust, just forced to heal out of Lulu. So that's a 2-for-1 summoner trade with 80 carry for support health pool being the exchange. And there it is.
I wonder what 5-inch player's thinking was there for leveling up his W second instead of Q. I think if you have that Q there, you get a bunch more burst damage, and might have actually been able to finish off Edzy there, but not 100% sure. Might have been very close.
And Crunchtrap trying to fight him right here. Parry a little late. Sun Kyoshi didn't get the damage down, but he's still proccing vitals. Yeah.
Yeah. AM Crunchtrap really doing well in these top lane matchups today. Kyoshi has to be careful not to let this Fiora snowball too hard, or else it will be difficult for Cassiopeia to deal with that later.
Like I was saying, Fiora wins this pretty well despite the changes to E. Like, look at this. He gets out of the way of the Q. Procs a vital, picks some more gold up for him. Out of charges on his corrupting potion, and Nahor burned his potion. Cassiopeia getting some damage right here, and gonna put a lot onto Mighty Me to use up the last bit of mana and force that potion, or even, excuse me, the recall out of Mighty Mead right there. And
yeah, Mighty Mead, you don't want to really 1v1 this guy in the early game. You want to wait till you have a bunch of levels on your system. But ooh, nice Q from Scion. Mind gaming the riposte. The Q lasts for so long, you can really mind game the riposte with that skill.
Here we go, going on. Made it back to lane. Teleport being used by him. Skarner walking through the lane. Jackson made his way down bot. Gonna land the bubble. Force the flash out of Daddy Nahor. And that right there is some aggression from the side of Hashling Slashers, not going lightly into this lane. And Crunchtrap still getting poked around here in the top lane, too.
Support flash for support flash. Nice try from Blazing Hot. And yeah, Crunchtrap gonna have to be a bit careful. He's out of potion. He got 2 stacks of gold. And Soto is now on the top side of the map here. Could potentially be a dive.
Soto going off to a ward.
Look at that poke. That is just not Beagle.
Oh my god, indeed. T-Crank's brother in the background. 3 points in this allow it to do 140 damage per E right there, not counting his Arcane Comet, which I can't check the damage on, unfortunately, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Is a lot.
And Soto doesn't actually go for the dive. He's going to go for a mid gank, and here's the E. He just walks away.
It's about sending a message right there. So far, jungler ganks, Soto hasn't really found anything too good for him, but that's okay. Skarner not exactly as good. Skarner really, you know, someone who wants to get to level 6 as quick as possible so he can run in with that ulti. Or he has to find a lane where you're pushed up pretty far because he doesn't have any immediate gap closers. His gap closer is running at you really fast with Predator and his W active. So, not the easiest thing to get done in these stages of the game.
Yeah, and Soto will definitely hit 6 first. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Champion has the best clear in the game, just about. Sound's gonna hit 6 first in the mid lane, not surprising at all after forcing me to recall and miss about a wave or so. Down 10 CS already to the Cassiopeia. This bot lane from Hash is winning pretty hard. Up 18 CS. Could definitely go for some 2v2s right here.
Definitely look for it, especially with how Antionichan's been on with these bubbles. He has the Ignite back up again, so the kill potential, has gone
Yeah, but
up
Ezzy has both of
substantially.
his subs back up, so.
That's negated, thank you. Mighty Mead here.
But I do think they can still definitely win. It shouldn't actually even be close, these 2v2s.
When do you feel the
Perhaps.
side of Edzy and Daddy Nahor, when do you feel their 2v2 becomes stronger once Ardent Censor gets finished?
Maybe at the point where you have a BF sword and you only have the components for the Rage Blade on Varus, then Tristana might be stronger. But the poke that they have is just really, really hard to deal with for the Tristana. That's one of the only things that can really bully Tristana out of lane is a poke. And
Right
all
here,
in top lane,
only
Sion's
gonna
away.
get popped. Sion just ulting away as he yells cowards and goes to his tower.
Cowards! As he runs away
Yeah.
a billion miles an hour.
I kind of want to see.
He's walking back in, though.
Walking back in right there. Now he doesn't have that ulti to try. And Crunchrack gonna look to try and get the Q again under him. This time in the mid lane, turn to stone right there.
Oh, no.
Medusa gonna get
That's
it
a
done.
2v1 right
Trying
there.
to run away. 2v1 first blood. And Mighty Meat has the mana to finish it through, but he's not gonna go for the dive. And that was a questionable initiation right there from Blazing Hot.
I would
What up,
appreciate it if
Skarner?
Soto. He had the flash, decides not to do it though, but a lot of these junglers are ganking a Cassiopeia lane, but their mid laner can't really react appropriately, and that results in just an easy kill for the Cassiopeia and just makes it even worse to deal with for the other team. So I'm very surprised that they actually went for that gank without package or any extra CC, and Kiyoshi outplaying that once again. Might actually take it down
Careful.
here. Ooh.
Flash is traded right there. Would have been an explosive
There's the
soul
package.
furnace. The package right here coming in right there. The int alarm being sounded as it sounds as being chased. He's going to flash wave right here. And now grounded. Blazing Root going to feel the sting. Going to get pulled in and body blocked. Blazing Hot needing these autos. Not
no.
going to find them.
Oh,
Mighty
there he
Mead
goes.
flashing in right there. Picks up the red buff. And now he has the tools he needs to go on to Soto. The TP coming in isn't going to be doing
there's
too
red
much.
buff.
Red buff allows him to keep the slow on. He doesn't have the mana to follow
Has
up
the
though.
flash though. Yeah. So nice rebuttal kill there for Mighty Mead getting a kill on the Sounds. And Sounds doesn't not have teleport, so he's gonna be able to push in this wave and gonna deny Sounds a couple of waves here. So that's gonna be a nice recovery for Mighty Mead. 5 Ants player and Oni Chan are 6. Edsy's only 5. They should go for an all-in right here. They don't pull the trigger though.
A little scared from them right there. Not what I like to
Yeah.
see.
That would be a great 2v2 for them. That would be just free kills, honestly. They don't stand a chance. IRL doesn't stand a chance against this 2v2 from Hash currently. Pickaxe versus a pickaxe and a recurve bow. Waiting for them to pull the trigger, but not gonna do it.
Bobbing and weaving out the way, and Crunchtrap right here. Fisticuffs being thrown between these summoners.
Level 7 to level 5, 80 carries. It's a big mismatch in that bottom lane.
Really questionable why they haven't went for it at this point. Finally going to pick up the 6, and that that pretty much takes away all kill potential between the Tristana and the Ludu ulti right there.
Yeah, because Edsy was only level 5. If they decided to combo CC onto him with the Varus ulti and the tidal wave, the Tristana wouldn't be able to buster shot them away. Certainly would result in some summoners being burned. So, want to see Hash spot lane go for some more aggressive plays right there and really push the matchup in their favor as hard as possible. When they have the advantage, they got to use it.
Here we go.
Yeah, Edsy's going to play super far back. They know that they can't actually contest this lane currently, or else they will get all ins.
Doing their thing. AM Crunchtrap making his way up here. Looking at Bob and weave in. Just playing the mastery thing. Tristan, Kyoshi, and AM Crunchtrap. This lane is really, I feel like it's just a zero zone or a net zero zone. They're going to trade back and forth.
Oh. Yep, trading back and forth, just poke for poke. Both tops can clear the waves pretty safely. Ninja Tabby is completed. It's going to help a lot versus the Fiora and every other champion that they have on Hash.
I actually don't like the bone plating out of Fiora right here, considering she's against somebody that likes to poke and not go for the more, elongated trades.
Uh-oh.
Fiora.
Mighty Mead.
Mighty Mead getting caught out right here. Gonna have the Qs and the E's coming in from its sounds right there, and a lot of damage right there, taking about 80% of his health pool away.
Yeah, big trade for Cassiopeia. Not able to do a lot. Cassiopeia to out DPS's you, and once you're sitting on that ground and nowhere to go, so it's just awful position for the Corki to be in this matchup.
Skarner clearing out some vision right here and just scurrying around. Gonna look to try and put some contest on the Blazing Hot right here. As he's taking his blue buff into his bush, it means it's gonna be denied from Mighty Mead, and that's enough for them right there. It sounds with huge shove priority considering he has Lost Chapter, Tier, and this blue buff.
Yeah, he's gonna complete the Archangel staff when he buys, I think, but actually Mead will cancel it.
Yeah,
Bottom lane is now down 40 CS on the side of Edsy and Nahor, so we're looking at a 300 gold away from the Rage Blade for Varus. Tristana has the BF sword, but Skarner is spotted by a ward. It's going to alleviate some pressure for Edsy.
It's all over the map. Getting some vision.
Nice
On the
trading.
bottom side, we have a lot of vision war going on. In the top side, we just have an all-out slugfest. None of these top laners really have wars going for them. They don't even care about that. Their teams have just kind of left them on islands to throw fisticuffs. Ulti getting get dodged out in the mid lane. Now we have Sion, Kyoshi top. Ulti getting dropped by Ann Crunchtrap right here. Ulting away, just kind of, bait some distance.
No flash Sion.
She might be able to close this out. Gonna land the Q and get the healing field right here. Gonna parry that Q, and that's AM Crunchtrap coming up with the 1v1 kill. But it sounds in the mid lane, still looking to get something for his team, and he's gonna look to go for the tower with Soda right here, as they're gonna scare off Blazing Hot and force the recall out of the Mighty Mead.
Actually, Manny, I don't think you have the overlay up for this game.
Do I not?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, because I...
Anyways, we're seeing the matchup in the top lane really come into fruition here for the Fiora. Getting the solo kill at level 9, that's really impressive by him. Both games now he's been able to win this matchup. But actually Tristana has the BF sword now, as well as the pickaxe. As he's by himself, he should just pull the trigger right now. They're not doing it.
Kill him!
Why are they not doing it?
Kill him! There they go, finally gonna press it. Wee woo, gonna wall her off. Ulti coming in right here, and she's actually gonna make it out. But no, Vi and V's player wants that kill. The heal coming through, both Summoner and the Nami ability allow them to make it out with that real long-waited build-up right there. Edsy going down.
Yeah, waiting a while for that package to come through, and almost didn't get that one, but nice play from Vyvan's player knowing his limits. But Blazing Hot's gonna get caught out in the mid lane.
Not in the best place right there. Gonna get pulled in, and that's just gonna result in a real quick grave being dug right there.
Yeah, no more jungler. Mighty Mead is in trouble here. Nice bubble.
Ooh. So the day is saved by Blossom, a bubble, but no Buttercup right there. Antionichan landing a real good Aqua Prison to keep the mid laner alive.
Varus will be able to take that first tower of the game for himself. Actually, no, second tower. Just kidding. Oh, but actually, wait. Blaze is not. Anthony can't caught once again, but he's going to get the flash. And, oh, no.
Me just recalling, letting his support go down after that save
Yeah, but what can he
from
do
earlier.
there? He can't really do much there.
He can't, but it's the thought that counts, you know. Just throw some auto attacks or something. Let your support feel, you know, good.
Yeah.
Top 10 anime
Cassio,
betrayals.
no flash. Cassio, no more flash. But it is extremely hard to punish that champion with the champions that Hash has. Rage Blade plus another recurve bow for Varus. He's gonna go for that Wit's End most likely. That's gonna help a lot for surviving this Cassiopeia damage. Tristana is gonna go for that Ninja Tabby. Ninja Tabby is probably gonna be purchased on everybody. Everybody on IRL this game. Or auto attackers. Everybody.
Wait, I think we were referencing different songs.
I probably just messed it up for you.
No, I was referencing Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. And the other.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I just did it very poorly. I apologize.
You're good. They're going to be referencing over to this Cloud Dragon right here. Movement Speedology. The way you win League of Legends is through rotations.
Yeah, and if you're playing a Fiora with a Jax, two champions that eventually will just want to split push very hard, extra movement speed will certainly help with that cause. Right now, this Varus is massively ahead, and he has the ultimate up. Can just pick and choose whatever 2v2 fight they want to, really.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of vision of Skarner, but they do have they have like a huge line of wards, so Skarner can only show up from the lane. So pretty safe.
Team to build the CS leads by a Cans player right here doing his best job to just push the lane.
Ooh. Turret is almost down.
Vivans.
Like in the poke. Yeah, Vivans is ADHD medication.
Ah, okay.
But Cassiopeia gonna put on Blazing Hot.
Oh, Blazing Hot right here. Gonna get altered on the way away. Gonna allow him to get slowed, but it's still gonna be a killing spree right there. The Roa
Really
allowing
nice
them to
grounded,
keep him
but they're gonna
slowed
go for
down.
going bot lane.
Bot lane, they're going to go right here. Ulti coming out is from both members of the bottom lane, and that's that safety net that we see. But they're still going to keep going right here. Bubble right there. Antionichan
Kill.
picking that up right there. Bloodthirsty support.
And of all the times they choose to 2v2 that lane, they do it right there, which is kind of strange, but it ends up working out for them, so shows how much stronger they are. Up 50 CS at 17 minutes.
He's missed like almost no minions right there.
Yeah, Vivans doing a great job in the bottom lane. Pretty symmetric to the 50 CS lead that Sounds has over Mighty Meat.
Blue team is going to slay the Rift Herald right there, and that's Skarner picking that up, giving themselves more things to worry about utilizing in the game. Trading going on here in the mid lane. Mighty Meat has some backup. Antionichan gonna allow him to go forward.
Oh.
Skarner makes his way in, flashing away from that ulti right there.
Zoom.
Bubbles here on the bottom lane.
Vivans?
Vivans, you don't have a support.
No
This isn't the best
flash.
place, buddy.
So many
All
points.
over the place. Here we go. Soda 1 gonna get hit by the bubble right there, and here we go. They're gonna get the kill onto him.
Oh.
Cassiopeia with a 3-man ulti. He's gonna try to go on Antionichan. Gonna walk into the bush, get killed off by the Mighty Mead, getting more revenge for what happened earlier on last year. And there we go. 2-for-0 is the final trade right there. Despite how it looked with Vivans being off on his own, Fiora with the late teleport.
And he makes it he made it alive too with the teleport from Crunchwrap saving him. And that's a huge win for Hashlinging Slashers, getting 2 kills on the Sounds and onto Soto. So is Corki now with the Triforce, with the help of the Nami, really able to out DPS this Cassiopeia.
Good play from them right there. Mighty Megan, he cruising around the rift in his 6-4.
Yeah, he's got the Trinity foes.
You're really hitting that big power spike right there. Fiora is, what's it called?
Yeah.
Right there for Varus as well. 2 items now. Everybody really hitting their
what's
nice
that?
points they want to be at.
Yeah, Corki could even go for something like a Hex Shrinker if he wanted to, get some MR, but I think he'll just go for the BF Sword or the Zeal. Or the QSS. Forgot about that. That's going to be very helpful against him and the Skarner.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think every single player on Hash needs to buy QSS this game. Because whoever gets ulted by that Skarner is going to die. 100%.
All of them can utilize it too.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Varus, though, a little cocky, hasn't had a run-in with the Crystal Vanguard quite yet. I think that's still his title. Gonna be...
Yeah, and actually, no flash on Cassio. I don't know, it just came up, but Varus has the ultimate. Look for something right here, but doesn't spot him, doesn't know exactly where he is, so he's just waiting for Cassio to walk up. Yep, and there it is. Package coming through.
Mighty Meat up here, flying a little bit higher up in the sky thanks to this package. Gonna be looking to lead the way for his team for a fight. Skarner's up here, so if he goes a little too deep, he will get ulted and drag the rest of the way into his team right here. And Crunchwrap on the bottom lane has the push advantage versus the Kiyoshi. All Kiyoshi really has is this item for team fighting, which I'm kind of surprised he's not over there looking for a teleport or something to get involved with his team. He's actively engaging with AM Crunchwrap.
Yeah, Hashlinging slashers. They have the package, they have the split pushing Fiora, which means they should really be trying to split the map as hard as possible here. They don't want to have full-on team fights versus the comp that IRL has. And the Fiora will be able to outpush this Scion all the time now because of her sustain and dueling potential. Sounds looking for the aggressive play on the bot lane.
Here we go. Ultimate laning on Cassiopeia is going to get her uninvolved in this fight. Going to flash forward. Now she's going to get knocked up, and she's going to go on to the Nami right here. Beautiful ulti, but it sounds going to pop that Seraph's Embrace, try to get away from Vivan's player. Antio-Nichan dodging out on the Q, and insane flashing right there. Bot lane synergy allows them to come out on top, and here we go. Now AM Crunchwrap going to go on to Sun Kyoshi right here. Going to get under him, try and get him on the wall. What? Zion knocking him up right there. Beautiful pop right there.
No.
Zonia is getting used, and Kyoshi's going to charge up this Q and pick himself up a kill onto the Grand Duelist, showing his superiority.
AM Crunchwrap just made me very sad right there at that misplay of that 1v1. Getting stuck under the turret. Getting downloaded by Kiyoshi on the Scion. I didn't know Scion knew how to use a computer, but gonna get that kill. And now that gives IRL the room to get an Infernal Dragon. That is a dragon that Hash wants so badly because of how much mixed damage they have on that team, but IRL's gonna pick that one up. Then AM Crunchwrap really dropping the ball on that one.
Yeah, him losing that so huge. Good point made in the chat about what's it called? About Crunchwrap taking the Titanic over, Ravenous. Ravenous would have given him the sustain to allow him to continue to make those trades so he'd always come out on top, but Titanic, the item that he chose right here, maybe looking more for the late game, I guess, since it does end up doing more damage later on.
Would have liked to see the Ravenous Hydra, purely for that 1v1 and purely for splitting the map. Really making Sounds have to walk all the way around the map to kill everybody. And here's the QSS coming through for Vivans, as well as the Merc Tread. So this guy's got a ton of magic resist. This Cassiopeia is going to struggle for a bit to deal with the Varus, who is actually level 12. That's really high level for an AD carry at this part of the game. Corki looking for the static shift second, most likely.
Vivan's player trying to get on this tower. Scion gonna, again, AM Crunchwrap trying to take this fight again. Thinks he's a little bit more confident now. Scion has the banner command in his favor.
Yeah, item gives 60 armor. There's just about 2,200 gold, and he's really baiting him out right here. Here comes the bottom lane of IRL.
And now AM Crunchwrap finds himself a little bit too far. Scion has a million things, and now he has no choice but to take this fight. Gonna try and get away. Gonna have a nice little parry. Scion ulti. Oh, walks around it, and now he finds himself on the other side, but can't get the vital proc while it's still there as he picking up the kill. But this 3 people bot means Baron.
Baron coming through. Scion has teleport. There's not a lot of tankiness on this team. This is going to be a nightmare if they really go for this. They got to engage.
Gonna engage on the Soto right here, bind him up, gonna force his flash out. Scion now involved. Soto gonna go down, Vivan's player on a killing spree, and now the question is, do they re-engage or do they take the advantage they've gotten right here and try and turn this into an objective? They're gonna choose to turn away from the Baron, and that 1 kill is all they're gonna get for the damage.
Vivan's feeling himself a little bit with the Nami on top of him and the Orange Sensor going on Kiyoshi. There's nice buffer by Itzy.
You say, what do you mean? I always hear people talk about this. Tristana's, jump is busted because it can buffer. Tristana can buffer this, buffer that. What exactly do they mean when they say Tristana, nice buffer? She buffered out of that, crowd control.
So when you get CC'd, Tristana has a quarter of a second window after or right before you get CC'd to use the Tristana jump, and if you do it correctly, you will be able to fly away. But if you do it with a greater than a quarter of a second, you will get CC'd and you'll actually stop moving your jump. So you're gonna get stuck in place there.
Okay.
So when you buffer it, you properly use it within the window, and you can continue your jump.
Okay. Because I've heard it explained before, and I just kind of understand it. Your explanation makes sense. I feel like a lot of Tristana players have done it. It's something you learn after you get hit by, the first couple stuns or snares from Lux that you learn how to do, but you don't know what it's called.
It was like in the first game where Vivans got hooked by Thresh on the Tristana, but when he was in the air, he got pulled back in.
He did it late there.
Yeah, if he did it within the window, the quarter-second window, he would have been hooked, but then he would have just kept flying.
Okay. Now coming up here on our 26-minute mark, 8-7 our kill score. This game a lot closer and a lot more slow paced than the last one right here. Varus looking to put his team on his back right here. Vivans player, the huge it man with 2.5 items. QSS probably being the most, decisive one that he has right there means him and Corky are safe from Skarner's treacherous claws and crystallized ultimate form.
Here he comes. Is he gonna face check? Gonna hit the E. Oh, the bubble's gonna come through. There's an engage.
Ulti right here. Vivans player on to Skarner is gonna put a lot of damage. Force the ulti. They're gonna go forward. Fiora gonna pop Soto. And now he's 1-3-3, and now he's down again. The Scorpion Skarner curling up his tail. And 4v5 right here on the map right here.
IRL
Sluts. Sion running in. Gonna press the ulti. Nice. Gonna catch. Here we go. Fight popping open right here. Vivans player kiting back. Immediately losing the jungler. So both junglers gone. Antionichan getting killed right there despite the bubble. Jumping forward again. They're looking to get some sort of fight. Chase them off. But Corky's still in the bottom lane. The call made for the team. They're going to look to go for this bottom lane inhibitor tower while the Baron is not actually started right here. The recall coming from Cassiopeia.
Wow.
And he might be able to get this inhib tower.
Wow, so that's 2 turrets down from Mighty Mead in exchange for 2 kills and 1 turret for IRL. But the Baron not going to get taken because Soto was dead. Actually buying a Knight's Vow. That's interesting. I normally just see Skarners going for as tanky as possible. Don't see a lot of Knight's Vows on junglers anymore. But really prioritizing the keeping this Cassio alive in fights and giving her extra damage.
See, my only thing, my problem with this though is I feel like if you want somebody to build that, or the thing is, I feel like if anything, the item should have been swapped. If Sion built it, I would have been cool with that, and I really want to see Skarner build himself a Righteous Glory. Because
Skarner should build that, and he's going for another banner, which, if you're not winning the game, you shouldn't really be building banners. But Skarner actually gets a lot of extra movement speed from walking through towers, and here's an engage.
Here we go, engage indeed. Gonna pull back the Nami right here, one of the few people without it. They're gonna charge in, catch the jungler here in the river. Whipped ulti by Varus. Means we're gonna see 2 people going down right here. Now the question is, can they catch them in the chokehold? Catch them in the chokehold. Runan's Varus indeed, doing a lot of damage. Kiting, Nami getting hit by another. Tristana gonna jump over the wall, going to amp crunch wrap right here. Vanve's player still alive. Duel between the AD carries, gonna knock him aside. And people are pretty low. He might be able to find this play, getting knocked up in the air. Needs a couple more autos, but he can't find them. He's only able to take down one more person with him knocked up in the air. Double kill for the Skarner, or excuse me, for Van's player onto the Skarner. Means now we're gonna have the second Infernal getting started up by Cassiopeia and her top laner.
What a crazy fight, and the amount of damage that this Cassiopeia and Varus are dishing is nuts. And if there was any misposition from IRL, that could have been an ace easily for Hash. But that just shows how fed this Varus was. That was like a 3v5 team fight, and Varus almost killed the whole team with the Corki helping him out.
Everybody getting caught up in that choke right there. So walking back through that fight as another tower is going to get picked up right here. Cassiopeia recalling. The initiate was by Kyoshi's top, so we used that Righteous Glory that we were just talking about. We would have liked to see swapped, but they ran onto Antionichan. Skarner ran in, ulted her back, and then Kyoshi ulted on to Blazing Hot. So those two were dead pretty much off the bat. Very minimal damage. You know, Mighty Meat throwing some poke, Bear throwing some poke over the wall. But for the most part, that fight came down to AM Crunchwrap, Mighty Mead, and Vyvan's player. The 3 damage sources on this team. And boy, do they do damage.
So much damage. And that's looking like a Mercurial Scimitar on the way for Vyvance as his 4th item. But Fiora's going to get caught out here. Now looking at the map, that's going to be a
yikes. 5-man on top of her. What does her team do? They're trying to run up for her and try and save her. She's just wasting time at this point. Tristana going to get the kill credit. And they can't really do too much but pick up vision and take back the thing. But you can't walk towards Scion. He has ulti right here. They're going to drag in Blazing Hot. He's going to go down again right here. Just spinning around, aimlessly, lost without a care in the world. And now AM Crunchwrap, like we mentioned, that big damage source isn't really here to help out Vyvan's player trying to kite. And really just all you got to do at this point, Kyoshi, is zone them off and not die. Tristana jumping over the wall, going to get knocked up, going to go down right there. Resets coming in for Tristana. Another kill for her, double kill. And they're going to have only person left on the map be Mighty Mead and push towards this mid lane.
Wow.
Stabbing
got
in.
4 free kills right there. Just really not respecting the engage and how easy it is for Scion and Skarner to just walk up to this team with no front line and take them out. Really disrespectful from Hashlinging Slashers, and that's going to cost them the game almost. Just about.
And this is where we might see the banner command coming into play. He's going to use it onto one of the normal minions, not wait for the cannon minion. He just wants to put that down in people's faces.
He used it on a melee minion instead of a ranged minion. That was kind of funny, but look how much he's hitting. And look, you see that minion is slapping the hammer on the Fiora. That was funny.
Locket being picked up for Skarner right here. So I do like this instead of the banner and giving shielding out
instead of the banner. So that is good. I like that. Helping the Fiora or the Cassiopeia survive team fights. And the Tristana now has 3 full items and the components for the Bloodthirst. So this Tristana is online. Only down 25 CS right now.
Fiora,
so the whole lead that Vyvan's had is just completely gone.
Fiora looking for a Bloodthirster as well. Kind of a yikes for me right here. Like we mentioned, we would have liked to have seen the Ravenous Hider, but trying to get the lifesteal in this way, I don't really agree with it. I really would have liked to have seen her pick up the Quicksilver Sash into the Mercurial Scimitar if she really wants lifesteal. Yeah, it's half as much, but you really need that active against this team. Yeah,
and the Skarner for sure if you want to survive a 2v1. Because late game, you know, Fiora can definitely 2v1 those champs. And Bloodthirster, so maybe he'll go for both. Maybe he will buy a Last Whisper eventually, but or Mercurial eventually. Mighty Mead getting caught out again by this Cassio.
There it is down there. Mighty Mead getting taken down. Unstoppable. They're trying to make a player in the mid lane. Stand in front of him as best they can to try and block his ultimate. And they might have found the position with the ulti. He's going to flash ult away. Real nice jump right there from Blazing Hot. Means Kyoshi's going to keep running. Bubble landing. Here's Skarner now making his way in. He still has the ulti, so Kyoshi Top's going to go down. And they're just going to let him die using a lot of healing onto him. Finally taking him down. That took so much time. That gave them time to push down the mid and the bottom lanes. And while they run away from Scion Ghost, or Scion Corpse, they're going to be pushing the mid lane.
Looking for the end?
IRL might just be looking for it.
Yeah, they might be looking for it. Fiora has to teleport. She can come back at any time she wants, but Tristana will destroy these towers.
Here we go. Blazing Hot being the target. They tried to Dragon again, and he's going to barely make it away by the scares of his teeth. Vyvan's player doing a good job kiting away, getting the kill onto that support right here. Here they go, trying to poke away and heal back up. And Crunchwrap is back. Corky up in 5. Scion's going to be here, and he's also going to have his TP to get back involved. It sounds going to be the target. They initiate Scion going in, or excuse me, not Scion, Corky going in with that Intalarm going in. They're going on to It Sounds, who's staying alive. The team fight is too far back. What's Vyvan's player? He's not involved with his team right here. And they're all gone. He's trying to do his best, but triple kill for Edzy, quadra kill as he cleans up onto Vyvan's player. And this is looking like it's going to be the game right here at the end.
Yeah, it's over. Mighty Mean tries to go in with the package, but does not get anything done and just dies instantly. Tristana getting more kills than Sounds. Mark that one down as an achievement that we don't see very often.
That was the pop off right there.
And yep, Edzy with the Lulu backup, with the overextensions from Hash repeatedly. Gonna get really fed. Gonna be able to take over this game. versus 5 squishy champions, and outscaling the Varus in a 1v1 scenario at least. Just yeah. Crucial mistakes from Hash costing them the game. They were ahead for most of it, but a couple bad fights that you don't want to take versus this team cost you the game.
Here we go. Looking to get into a post-game interview right here. Who I personally want to bring Edzy into here after that, pop off second game from him.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Transition over from our to our end screen.
Transition.
Hello.
Hello.
It's time.
Greetings, Edzy. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Hold up. I think I might have you turned down for some reason. No, you're right. I'll turn you up then a little bit. Yeah, I'll turn you up a
Turn
little
down
bit.
for
Right quick.
what?
So, want to say congratulations, IRL getting 2-0, the first 2-0 of the season so far. Everything else, previous 2 matches were 2-1s. Real clean games right there. Second game, as T-Crank noted, we saw an achievement. You having more kills than Sounds, the pop-off of the team right there. How does that feel to, be the big boy of your team for the second game?
I got KS's at the last fight.
Shit. I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm glad you said it.
So, first game was just an absolute ravishing fest. Sounds just kind of did Sounds thing on Cassidon and ran through the enemy team. So that just happened. Now, second game, however, let's talk about that because you guys were down. The game was a lot more even. The lanes were evenly more matched up. You fell really far behind actually in the early game. You and your support compared to the opposing bot lane.
I messed up level 2, and then Jax came, so I had to...
Yeah, it cost a lot of the lane pressure. Lag? Oh, I thought I just lagged for a second. Never mind. Thought I DC.
T-Crank going through the dimensions, but yeah.
Good.
So what do you do? Like, my question is, how does that work for you? Because looking at from our side, you were down about 60 CS and some kills as well, and that's a tilt fest for me if I'm playing AD carry, and I know that's how it is for most other people. As a team or as a player, how do you overcome, a deficit like that to come back and end the game off with a quadra kill?
Let Sounds carry for like 30 minutes, and then I just right click here and there.
Pretty good plan.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Sounds, I guess, because it's like, what's his like impact on you guys in the average games? Like, does he do all the shot calling and?
Yeah, he does most of this, like 90% of the shot calling, I'd say.
Okay. Because Nahor was making a lot of aggressive plays in the first game with the Thresh.
He likes
to. So is he like micromanaging people? Is he like doing all that stuff?
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see a team because it's really interesting seeing as the different roles shot call when you have such an aggressive, mid laner as your shot caller. It reflects on everybody else. You have the Threshes that aren't afraid to go for the plays. You have the AD carries that aren't afraid to jump in with Tristana, the top laner Kyoshis who aren't afraid to take the fights in the bad lane. Versus if you have somebody like an E-girl support main, they like to play a lot more controlled. So it ends up working you guys' favor. Do you feel that's you guys' play style, that aggression, just fight and don't give them respect until they force you to give it to them type of thing?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the other competition in this league right now. So who do you think are some of the best teams that can compete versus you guys this season? Have you gotten like scrim versus teams?
I mean, we have versus Fade's team, I think.
Resources.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They were all right.
All right, pretty good guys.
Heat Street seems to have a new top laner. See how that goes. Gonna miss the Joe side.
The bro side.
Yep.
Bless up.
Gonna miss him.
It's time.
The man who 2-0'd us at the beginning of last season.
You guys actually, week 5 is when you guys will be playing Yeet Street, and then you'll play Resources the week before. So looking forward to both of those matchups. Soto with the emojis for the bits right there. Shout out right there. But what's I like this. Everyone trying to outdo each other. So, any closing remarks you want to make before we, close it off for the night, or am I just gonna take you back to the IRL cave?
Yeah, just take me back to that cage.
All right.
Put me
GG.
in,
Peace.
coach. All right, good game.
GG. Middle of the pack team, Kappa. We have a war going on between Canada and Soto with these bits trying to take the #1 emblem back.
Oh no. Wait, so what are they doing here?
So basically, they keep giving
Giving
bits
off
back
one
and forth.
bit? Wait, what is Craigasm 1? Craigasm 1?
Yeah,
Is this just... Are they just cheering? Oh, that's funny. Okay, Canada's got 10 bits now.
Ooh.
How will Soto rebuttal from this? What is he going to do?
Canada with the top one, 45 to 42 now. Real close bit race.
Uh-oh.
I might get involved and just
He
drop them.
only needs 4 bits to claim #1?
If I had the money to play around, dang, you can't cheer on your own channel. If I had the money to play around with it, I would just top you guys both with like 1,000 bits. But c'est la vie.
Triple H has the most cheer, I think. The Christmas time.
Oh yeah, he has the largest.
Oh,
Wait, no, wait,
and
got
Soto
cleared.
ties it up. Doesn't decide to win. He's all out. He could not buy the winning ticket. Does Canada have the winning ticket for the bits?
Okay, so it's a weekly reset. It looks like. That's why we
okay.
don't see what's his name anymore. Unfortunately, we'll make sure to add all of you guys to the Donator Hall of Fame for all your glorious bits. Just harass Steele about it, and we'll get it done.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to you guys for all those bits. The bit wars, we like things like that. Gets everybody hyped in the chat. But we're gonna close this out. Stop talking about things like that aren't League of Legends related. Thanks T Crank for joining me by my side tonight. Thanks everyone that tuned in for this 2 hours and 9 minutes of League of Legends. You're all great people. All 40 of you was the peak I saw. Make sure you share this around so we can hopefully get to that 75 average and get that nice partnership. And then Prophecy Cup can start doing big brain things.
Yep, and don't forget to check out Desolate versus D Street tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna be
their first the final week 1 match.
I'm gonna be casting over that tomorrow with an anonymous color caster. You'll get to see him tomorrow. Hope everyone's excited
anonymous.
for it. Ooh, anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah. But
Not me, I promise.
cast his own game 3 minutes ahead. Just jumping between channels. But yeah, good job. Thanks for helping me cast tonight. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate all you who tuned in and everyone that just supports Prophecy Cup day in, day out. We couldn't do this without you guys, without you all that play and participate. There would be no server. So thank you for that. I'm signing off, talking for the rest of the council and the admin team. This is Manny or Sunny from the Prophecy Cup. Stay beautiful.